Thank you, Coach. Soldier Field opened back in 1924 with the Bears becoming tenants in 71, and what a home field advantage it has become here in Chicago. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Minnesota Vikings and the Chicago Bears. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. First and 10, Dobbs into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Leonard Floyd, and his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. Well, that's tough. You come in here, you dial up that pass play on the first play from scrimmage and get it picked.
And you know, coaches always talk about we prepare for every eventuality. You don't even mention this as a possibility when you dial up that play, right? Instead, they throw a pick, and now they're behind the 8 ball.
And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. Allen Robinson with his 16th touchdown of the year. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. Extra point splits the uprights, and it's now a 7-0 game. Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
At their own 26-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Not the start that they were hoping for. The interception on the first play of the game. It leads to 6 points the other way. How do you rebound from here?
Yeah, a little bit of humor. Got to laugh that one off, and not the ha-ha, that was very funny, but kind of like, can you believe that just happened? Let's go out and play now. Let's just start over.
45, 45, Mike, 45. Kermit. Hey, check Mike 45, check Mike 45. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. First quarter, and now he already has 2 interceptions.
Yeah, he's got to guard against being tentative from this point forward, though. He's got to still make the right reads, make the proper throws. I've seen guys in this league throw 4 interceptions in a game and win. He's got to understand, put it behind you, keep pressing forward.
From the 34 now, here's first and 10.
He can't hang. He's not getting.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. That's complete to Robinson. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
And let's face it, that what we just saw there, not a surprise, is it? I mean, this is what he does well. And if you don't tackle him as soon as he catches the ball, this is the end result. Big yardage after it.
Got the speed, the agility, so good with run after catch. And we're only in the first quarter, so they better get a wrangle and a hold on that quick. And he is going to go down back at the 11-yard line. Anthony Barr able to record his 5th sack of the season. They were able to win last week despite him being sacked 4 times. They might need to tighten the reins a little bit, or this one may not end in another victory.
You're right about that. They can't count on just winning the game no matter what happens. They can't let the accumulation of hits and harassment in the pocket get...
And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. Trey Burton, his 6th touchdown of the season as the Bears push further out in front. Extra point right down the middle. And that'll make the score 14-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off. That's fielded in the end zone. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
The Bears bring out an extra defender in the secondary now for 3rd down. Here's Dobbs to throw. And he will have the first down, but he winds up taking a pretty good shot that time. Maybe not exactly what they had in mind, but that scramble good for 6 and a first down.
First down, Minnesota.
45, Mike, 45. In your face. Hey, check Mike 45. Check Mike. I'm going to come back to you. I'm going to come back.
Dobbs looking to throw on first down. Open here, Adam Thielen. A good pickup there, 21. Yards.
A gain of 21 yards. And the Vikings first down.
So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. Now Dobbs. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. Call it a 3-yard gain, and it'll bring up a 2nd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. Back to the ground, Cook. And he'll bring this one inside the 35. And he's going to take this down close to a first down at about the Bears' 34.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
Watch the whip. SOS. 66.
On 3rd down, Dobbins. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. They'll be marked inches short. No gain on the play, and that's going to lead him to 4th down.
Slam.
On 4th down, they'll try and run for it. Oh, he sheds himself free. Touchdown, Vikings. A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown on the season as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. And there you go. Nothing really too complex. Block, keep to your assignments, let them run it in. They did it.
Fundamental football. Good blocking, beats good tackling on that play. End result, touchdown.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line.
At their own 21-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
Allen Robinson, kiss him goodbye. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. Allen Robinson, 79 yards. And the Bears are able to show off their quick strike ability. Point after, right down the middle. And it's now 21-7. Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off. That'll be taken in the end zone. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive as we grind toward the end of the season here, and they haven't had the season that they had hoped. So let me ask you to play GM. Where might they look to make some changes?
I think when you look into the upcoming draft, think hard about them drafting multiple offensive linemen. They've got to get stouter up front. And as a GM always tells me, Charles, this is a big boy league, and big people always end up winning games for you.
Dobbs, nowhere to escape, and he goes down. That's sacked by Khalil Mack. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Now Dobbs. And an alley to run. And he'll avoid the tackle there with a slide.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the third one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
Check 45, come on. Watch the run, watch the run. I know he ain't got it. 45, 45, 45, Mike, 45. Rip left.
To throw on third down. Dobbs. It's caught. Jones. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 12 yards there. First down, Vikings.
First down, Vikings.
Come for it, son. I'm coming. Check, check, check.
On first down, Dobbs to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. A pretty wild first quarter. 21-7, our score. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down.
Check it back, check it back. What? Shit, go. Shit.
Back to throw Dobbs. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Khalil Mack in there yet again. What else is new? He continues to rewrite the record book in single-season sacks. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long. The gun, Dobbs going deep for Diggs. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Another dangerous throw there, partner. I mean, he's already thrown 2 interceptions here in the first half. I don't know if you want to keep throwing up 50-50 balls and you've had that kind of lack of success.
Yeah, absolutely. Very well could have been a 3rd interception in half number 1. Oh, he faked it with a juke. Now he's got some room. 21 yards. Well done on the return. And the Bears take over. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And following that long touchdown pass, a 1-play drive last time, to see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last time.
That's
what you work on all the time. Make sure that no one gets behind you. That's the cardinal sin of defense, not giving up the long pass. They did. Let's see how they adjust.
From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10, right at the 40.
Hey, 7.
He'll drop to throw. It's Hill, complete. Oh, now it's free. Hill fumbled it. And the Vikings pick up the football. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball. You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
Dobbs is throwing. Oh, that was dangerous. Threw it into coverage, almost picked. But instead, they'll keep it on 2nd down. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35.
Check.
On play action, it's Dobbs. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down.
And you just know when that play call came in, their eyes lit up, because anytime you get a chance to take a big shot downfield, that's a lot of fun, and they missed an opportunity.
And that last penalty makes this 3rd down play a little more interesting. 3rd and 5.
Under 10. 22,
From the shotgun, here's Dobbs. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this is picked up by the Bears. And he is going to get this one back to the 20-yard line. He let one slip away last week as well, so now 2 fumbles lost in as many weeks.
Well, we were out at practice, and we watched him work. And what did his quarterback coach talk about all week?
Being a 2-hand monster.
And we looked at each other, 2-hand.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Anthony Barr. And he is going to get this one back to the 20-yard line. He's had a fantastic rookie season, made a lot of lovely throws, but that wasn't one of them.
Well, we got to give him one, don't we? I mean, with the year he's having, a lot easier for he and his teammates to accept that throw, because for the most part, what they've seen, it's been pretty sensational.
Shift. Save. Check 45 to Mike. All day.
On 1st and 10, Dobbs. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. He's picked off just shy of midfield. Well, that's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season, because here we are in
Season of giving.
Right, it is the season of giving. Maybe for his own sake after the game, he may have to announce that he's donating certain amounts to charity for each interception that he threw.
Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. If this defense wants to stay in this ballgame, they've got to start ending some drives. That helps.
And they have to look ahead at what they expect the offense to do, and right now with that lead, that's run the football. So you don't just stack the line of scrimmage. You have to get upfield and try and make some plays in their backfield.
Got it.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
Man out.
2nd and 10. Gets this to his running back, Tariq Cohen. It's a gain of 5, and it'll be 3rd down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
The last play on the completion got them half of what they needed. Now here's a tough 3rd and 5. Now a pass hauled in downfield. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. That goes for a gain of 31.
First and 10.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. And he completes it to Cohen. And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. Second and 12 after the 1st down pass play went backwards for 2 yards.
I can't believe they did it.
Here we go on 2nd and 12. It's complete to Robinson. And able to break 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down.
Down. 15, Lonnie. 15, Lonnie. 54. 3 bucks, 3 bucks. 5.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. Taylor Gabriel with touchdown number 7 on the year as the Bears push further out in front. The extra point splits the uprights, and the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off. Fielded about a yard deep. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They're down 3 touchdowns to this point, needing to put something together as they have it 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And he couldn't hang on. Would have been their 4th pick of the game. Instead, 2nd down. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive. On 2nd down, it's Cook. It's a gain of about 3, but it's going to leave them with 3rd and still 7 yards to go.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on 1st down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
The Vikings on 3rd down. 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 7.
He's crashing. He's checking crash. Switch.
Off the play fake, here's Dobbs. He'll buy some time right. Now he'll let it go deep right side. Oh, wide open, complete. Touchdown, Vikings. Kevin White, his 1st touchdown on the year. And the Vikings are able to cut into that deficit. As he was shuffling right out of the pocket, you could just tell he was going to take a shot downfield. He had his eyes down there the whole way.
He certainly did. He wasn't taking off to go, right? When he was flushed from the pocket, a lot of times you see him, eyes will drop, ball will get tucked, and he takes off, becomes a running back. But as you noted, stayed alive as a passer, tremendous body control, and a pretty good arm there, too.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And Charles, the way touchdowns have come so fast and furious for both sides in this thing, it's starting to feel a little bit more like maybe a tennis match in a football game.
Yeah, I like your description there. Maybe we're sitting in a nice royal box watching this type of a game. But let's face it, right now, the way it's going back and forth, it's going to come down to who can get a stop.
14 yards in a Chicago first down. This quarterback now over 200 yards already in this first half. It's 1st and 10. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. The throw over the middle taken in. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. That one goes for 24 yards. Back to throw here. This is caught by Robinson. 5 yards on the catch there. Brings up second down.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 31-yard line.
Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. Second and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. Second and 5. And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. Mike Hughes came crashing in that time, got the sack. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. Something we haven't really seen much of from him, an incomplete pass.
Yeah, last week he finished at 70%. This week he's up over 80%. I don't know how you slow him down. Pass rush is usually the best way because a quarterback on his back usually can't complete a pass.
So now on comes the field goal unit, and wow, this is no ordinary try here. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. So coming on now is the field goal unit. They're going to try for 3, and he'll need all the leg he's got here. They'll spot it at the 47, so call it a 57-yard attempt. So a favorable bounce that time, to say the least, and he's able to convert the field goal there from long distance.
Yeah, the guys behind the end zone didn't need to hike the net up for this one. That thing was a dying quail, but he finds a way to boink it off the crossbar and make it drop through.
And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Well, look at the clock here. You're inside of a minute. First half hasn't gone that well for you. How are you going to play this drive?
Well, I've been told by my coaches previously that the intelligent approach, go ahead and run out the clock and start over. Don't make any more mistakes. But there's also some...
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Leonard Floyd racking up sack number 12 for him on the year. They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. Off the play fake. Dobbs. And that is incomplete, stopping the clock with 5 seconds to go. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Slam. Hey, go. Excuse. Check 45 to Mike. Check 45 to Mike. Hey, here we go. Let's go, D. Let's go. Shut up.
A final shot before break. Dobbs. And this will be incomplete. 1 second left to go.
Switch up, switch up. Where'd he go?
The Vikings send out their punter as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, set to resume. Here we go with the second half. The Bears holding the lead and ready to receive the kick. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. They had a big first half. Now they have a chance to add to that lead here in the opening possession of the second half.
And everyone always asks about halftime adjustments, kind of the key phrase. What did you do at halftime? Well, the way they ran offense in the first half, I think they were very calm, congratulatory, but also what they were saying is, don't expect them to be the same on defense. They'll be the ones making the adjustments. Let's see what they do, and we'll attack accordingly.
And we'll see how they attack here. Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33.
Watch the backer, watch the backer. Alert 3, alert 3. Alert 3.
2nd and 2. That one brought in by his tight end, Adam Shaheen. Look at the big man rumble. Touchdown, Chicago. Adam Shaheen, his first touchdown on the year as the Bears push further out in front. The extra point up and good. And the lead is now 24. Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off.
The Vikings take over first and 10
Let's go.
at their own 25-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Blowing that play up for Roquan Smith as he gets the sack. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. Throwing here, Dobbs. Setting up the screen for Cook. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. That'll wind up going for a loss of 4. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long.
Set, ready. Here we go. Check 99. Check 99. 81. Check 45.
Off play action. Dobbs. And Dobbs is going to be swallowed up as he'll go down.
Looks like another empty possession here, partner, and I don't think with 3 scores down in the 3rd quarter, they can truly afford any more the rest of the way.
No, especially the way their offense is sputtering. I think you're exactly right. They got to find some answers quickly. And all deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, and that could have been trouble. The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game, but this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football, because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position.
He'll have a first down and more past the 20, as they'll finally stop him at the 23-yard line. 14 yards in a Chicago first down.
Go. 8-3. Hey, defense, let's go.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. They'll roll him out right. They complete it to Hill. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Give him 30 yards there. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up first and 10.
Check 52. Rush in.
And he's got this down a yard or two shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter.
Here we go. 90 Wolf. Hey, team 6. 55. Mike 55. 5.
Back to throw. Gets this one to Hill. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 26.
Recon, 152 final. 36.
They'll look to throw here. Robinson's got it. 25 yards that time. And he's certainly been a huge factor in this one. He's got the 2 touchdowns to his credit. Now they look to him again. He picks up the first.
Yeah, I can hear everyone saying, well, why don't you cover him, double him, triple him, do what you have to do. But sometimes they get locked into such a groove and such a connection, it doesn't matter how many guys are in his area.
He certainly looks to be in that groove right now. Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete.
Ready.
Second and goal, and they will try again from the 2-yard line. They'll drop the throw. And that is caught. Touchdown, Bears. A 2-yard touchdown grab as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. Extra point right down the middle, and that will extend this big lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. In on the stop, the former Georgia Bulldog, Roquan Smith.
Second and 10 at the 37-yard line.
On second down now, Dobbins. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
Right here. Tight end left. 4 down. Check. 4 down.
On third down, Dobbs. That one into the hands of Thielen, complete. And he can only get this to the 42-yard line. And that is not near enough. Good defense holds him to only a yard, and it'll be fourth down. The Vikings send out their punter. He's been terrific so far. Oh, he'll field it in the end zone. Nearly a huge return, as it is. Still a very good one. 24 yards. And the Bears will take over at their own 20. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
Yeah, still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Army. Alert flare.
First down, a run with Cohen. Not much there, maybe a couple up to the 35.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
Out. 25, check 25.
Again, it's Cohen. Oh, look at the juke. And another mistake here defensively as a flag is down on the tackle, and that's going to tack on 15 more. They're down here in the 4th, and that personal foul penalty is not going to help.
No, in these types of situations, players will tell you that's extra intensity. From where we sit, it's actually frustration. Not a good play.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. And they're going to get about 3 here out of this first down run, and that'll bring up 2nd and 7. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. They'll keep pounding here with Montgomery. And he got blown up, losing yardage on the play back at the 44. It's a loss of 7. And now it's 3rd down. The Bears on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 15. On 3rd down, a run with Cohen. And he's got some space here. Past the 20. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. 31 yards there and a first down.
Brandon, when a defense just simply can't get off the field on 3rd down, and we all know how important that down is for both sides of the ball, you often feel like you're just a step behind whatever they're doing offensively.
And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. David Montgomery, his 6th touchdown of the season, as his guys continue to pour it on. Pinheiro now to add the extra point. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead will swell by one more.
Makes the score Bears 52, Vikings 14.
Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off. That'll be taken in the end zone. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Looking for Diggs, and it's intercepted. Picked off right around the 43. And they'll take over inside the 45 at the 44-yard line. Well, stating the obvious, this is going to be one that the rookie quarterback is going to want to forget pretty quickly.
And what quarterback has not gone through this in their rookie year?
Yeah, they all have. I guess it's cliche, but these are the ones you hope to grow from, right?
It's just part of life on the road in the NFL. He has to learn from it and grow.
So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Vikings will take over at their own 20-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. And he's going to lose yardage here. Back to his own 18. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And it'll be 2nd and 12. Back to throw. King. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Leonard Floyd. He's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues. Here's King throwing on 3rd and long. And that's not nearly going to be enough. Stopped at the 22, and he needed plenty more. They do get 10 back, but still a ways to go on 4th. The Vikings send out their punter as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And no return here. This one's going inside the 15 to the 12-yard line.
1st and 10 at their own 12-yard line.
And a strange one here, a little befuddled. They're sending out the field goal unit now. And as is to be expected, this is nowhere near being good from that distance. And this score will stay right where it is. I got nothing after that try.
Yeah, don't even try.
I mean, he tried it from the parking lot. And he will take this one into the end zone for a Viking touchdown. Dalvin Cook, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Vikings are able to at least knock this deficit down a bit. Extra point splits the uprights as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
At their own 19-yard line.
And what is this? They're lining up here to punt on 1st down. On fourth down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. Here's Jones on the return. And he's across for the touchdown. Too little, too late, but he does get in for 6.
No wonder you're grinning. You just beat me in our fantasy league.
Indeed I did, my good man. Extra point right down the middle, and that will get him one closer. So after surrendering the punt return for a score, let's see what they can do in turn on this kickoff. That's fielded in the end zone. And deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. And the Vikings pick up the football. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We've got to get it back.
Breaking the huddle, first and goal as the return team has set him up with golden field position. They'll try the left side. Dobbins, and not a whole lot there. He does get a couple, taking it from the 5 down to the 3.
Well, Brandon, we always know that once you score one touchdown,
you're
without a doubt. And so far today, he's got one, but was denied as he tried to get the second one.
They'll run for it with Cook, and he'll be stopped about a yard shy of the goal line after a pickup of about 3.
Here comes the ball.
So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They've got it 3rd and goal now as they try to punch it. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Minnesota. Dalvin Cook, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Vikings are able to close the gap just a bit. Able to punch it in on 3rd down. Feeling the pressure here and taken down. A sack back at the 7. So tried to throw it in for 2 points, but the D got home, brought him down.
Yeah, got home, which means there had to be good coverage. Just had nowhere to go with the ball. Typically, you try and throw quick hitters, quick slants, maybe even a quick fade.
And deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. And it's a defensive return for a late touchdown. So they still need somewhat of a miracle here, but at least that gets them a little bit closer. The defense more than did its job. Now the offense is summoned onto the field as they'll go for 2. Operating from the gun. King toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Protection was great. He had time to set up a campsite, but in the secondary, though, they were ready.
And I think that in most places on the field, if you have that much time to throw the ball, someone's going to shake free and you'll find an open receiver. But condensed near the goal line on a 2-point conversion, all that extra, there's not any extra field. So it kind of closes in on them, and that allows you to cover a little bit better.
And what is going on here? Are they serious? 1st down, and they're in punt formation. It's taken to the 26. A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And the Vikings will take over here, 1st and 10. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because
nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Khalil Mack in there to drop him as that clock continues to run. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. He's going to let it fly. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Hey, check Mike 50. Mike is a 50. Check Mike 50. Better bring him. You better bring him. I'm letting you know, right? You better bring him. Watch the ship. Watch the ship. Hey, watch the ship. Watch the ship. Why? Get hooked.
To throw is King. From the gun, he'll throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. It was the veteran Prince Amukamara that time who had the play covered from the start. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. King throwing on 4th down. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and that's going to be just about all she wrote for this one.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And last time they were very fortunate, this offense. They went for it on 4th, turned it over in their own territory, but the other guys held up. They didn't give up any points.
So how about the guy with the #1 headset on the sidelines, the head coach? That was planned going into it, not necessarily to not get the first down or to have the defense have to hold up.
But he trusted his defense.
Trusted his defense very much, and I think that's how he's going to play this game. Go for it. Be aggressive because I've got the wild bunch backing me up over here on my own side.
We'll see what his offense can do. And an alley to run. And he'll slide down to avoid the contact. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll stop him with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Now King operating from the gun. Flushed out right. His throw incomplete. Stephon Diggs, his intended receiver. That'll bring up 2nd down. Line of scrimmage, the 31 as they line up 2nd and 10. King now throwing again. And an alley to run. And he slides to avoid the hit. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get it with just 19 seconds left on the clock. A pair of first downs gives them a 1st and 10 up at the 44. From the gun, King. That'll be complete to Cook. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. The Vikings going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in the football game. Here's King throwing on 1st down. Steps away to his left. He's going to take off with it. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a 1st down. One final shot. They'll look to throw. Going to throw deep for the end zone. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. He was trying to find Equanimous St. Brown, but it's going to be 2nd down. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Throwing again, King. And that will be incomplete. They were going for a consolation TD, but it was not to be. And time has run out now on this game. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for the Bears, they continue to rack up the victories as this one moves them to 13-2 on the year. And they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for Minnesota, things get even uglier now as they fall to 2-13. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.